Good day, everybody. Welcome back to Live and Love Life. I'm RJ Horner, your host and facilitator, and we're continuing our wealth study. Now, first, we're starting with daily readings from The Science of Getting Rich, Wallace D. Wattles' version, and the title of that is Attracting Financial Success Through Creative Thought. And we have to continue even though today is Saturday. This is a daily reading, so I hope people are joining us today on Saturday. In fact, if you want to get wealthy and you've got a job, you're going to have to find time outside of your work to build extra wealth. So it doesn't stop even though you've got a full-time job. If you want to build wealth one way or another, there are many options available to you. But if you're going to use your creative thought, that means your time is going to be spent outside of your job, working on building that wealth. Jim Rohn used to say, you work full-time on your living and part-time on your fortune. And that's really what it requires. So that's why we're continuing this wealth study, even on a Saturday. And I hope you're going to join me or at least check this video out during the weekend because, again, we can't stop just because it's a Saturday. So we're going to continue with our readings. Today we move on to chapter 5. Today is day 6. We did, a preview and the prologue and the introduction on day 1. So now we're on chapter 5 for day 6. So Wallace D. Wattles, The Science of Getting Rich, chapter 5, Increasing Life. You must get rid of the last vestige of the old idea that there is a deity whose will it is that you should be poor, or whose purposes may be served by keeping you in poverty. The intelligent substance, which is everything and lives in everything, lives in you. It is a consciously living substance. Being a consciously living substance, it must have the natural and inherent desire of every living intelligence for the increase of life. Every living thing must continually seek for the enlargement of its life, because life, in the mere act of living, must increase itself. A seed dropped into the ground springs into activity, and in the act of living produces 100 more seeds. Life, by living, multiplies itself. It is forever becoming more. It must do so to continue to exist. Intelligence is under this same necessity for continuous increase. Every thought we think makes it necessary for us to think another thought. Consciousness is continuously expanding. Every fact we learn leads us to learning another fact. Knowledge is continuously increasing. Every talent we cultivate brings to the mind the desire to cultivate another talent. We are subject to the urge of life. In seeking expression for this urge, we are impelled to know more, to do more, and to be more. In order to know more, do more, and be more, we must have more. We must have things to use because we learn and do and become only by using things. We must get rich so that we can live more. The desires for riches is simply the capacity for larger life-sinking fulfillment. Every desire is the effort of an unexpressed possibility to come into action. It is power seeking to manifest which causes desire. That which makes you want more is the same as that which makes the plant grow. It is life seeking fuller expression. The one living substance must be subject to this law for all of life. It is permeated with the desire to live more. That is why it is under the necessity of creating things. Because this substance desires to live more in you, it wants you to have all the things you can use. It is the desire of God that you should get rich. He wants you to get rich because he can express himself better through you. And if you have plenty of things to use in giving him expression, he can live more in you if you have unlimited command of the means of life. The universe desires you to have everything you want to have. Nature is friendly to your plans. Everything is natural for you. Make up your mind that this is true. It is essential, however, that your purpose should harmonize with the purpose that is in everything. You must want real life, not mere pleasure or sensual gratification. Life is the performance of function, and the individual really lives only when he performs without excess every function, physical, mental, and spiritual, of which he is capable. You do not want to get rich in order to live swinishly for the gratification of animal desires. That is not life, but the performance of every physical function is a part of life, and no one lives completely who denies the impulses of the body a normal and unhealthy expression. You do not want to get rich solely to enjoy mental pleasures, to get knowledge, to gratify ambition, to outshine others, or to be famous. All these are legitimate part of life. However, the person who only lives for the pleasure of the intellect alone will only have a partial life. He will never be satisfied with his lot. You do not want to get rich solely for the good of others, nor do you wish to lose yourself for the salvation of humanity, or to only experience the joys of philanthropy and sacrifice. The joys of the soul are only a part of life. They are no better or nobler than any other part. You may want to get rich so that you can eat, drink, and be merry when it is time to do these things. You want to be rich so that you may surround yourself with beautiful things, see distant lands, free your mind, and develop your intellect. You may want to be rich so that you may love people, do kind things, and be able to play a good part in helping the world to find truth. But remember that extreme altruism is no better or nobler than extreme selfishness. Both are mistakes. Get rid of the idea that God wants you to sacrifice for others, that you can secure his favor by doing so. God requires nothing of the kind. What he wants is that you should make the most of yourself, for yourself and for others. And you can help others more by making the most of yourself than in any other way. You can make the most of yourself only by getting rich. Thus, it is right and praiseworthy that you should give your first and best thought to the work of acquiring wealth. Remember, however, that the desire of substance is for all. Its movements must be for more life to all. It cannot be made to work for less life to any because it is seeking riches in life in everything and in everyone. The intelligent substance will make things for you, but it will not take things away from someone else and give them to you. You must get rid of the thought of competition. You are to create, not to compete for what is already created. You do not have to take anything away from anyone. You do not have to drive sharp bargains. You do not have to cheat or take advantage. You do not need to let any man work for you for less than he earns. You do not have to covet the property of others or to look at it with wishful eyes. No one has anything of which you cannot have the same, and you can have it without taking what he has away from him. You are to become a creator, not a competitor. You are going to get what you want, but in such a way that when you get it, every other person will have more than he has now. I am aware that there are people who acquire a vast amount of money by proceeding in direct opposition to the directions in the preceding paragraph. Those of the plutocratic type who become very rich sometimes do so purely through their extraordinary ability on the plane of competition. However, sometimes, for example, in their contribution to the growth of industry, they unconsciously harmonize with substance in its movement toward the betterment of humanity. Rockefeller, Carnegie, Morgan, et al. Have been the unconscious agents of the supreme power in the necessary work of systematizing and organizing productive industry. Their work has contributed immensely toward the increased life for all. They helped to organize production and were soon succeeded by the agents of the multitude who organized the machinery of distribution. The multimillionaires are like the monsters, reptiles of prehistoric eras. They play a necessary part in the evolutionary process, but the same power which produced them will dispose of them. And it is well to bear in mind that they have never been really rich. A record of their private lives of most of this class will show that they have really been the most abject and wretched of the poor. Riches secured on the competitive plane are never satisfactory and permanent. They are yours today and another's tomorrow. Remember, if you are to become rich in a scientific and certain way, you must rise entirely out of competitive thought. You must never think for a moment that the supply is limited. You drop into the competitive mind that the moment you begin to think that all money is being cornered and controlled by bankers and others, and that you must exert yourself to get laws passed to stop this process. Your power to cause creation will temporarily disappear, and what is worse, you will probably arrest the creative movements you already have instituted. Know that there are countless millions of dollars worth of undiscovered gold in the mountains of the earth. Know that if it were not, more would be created from the thinking substance to supply your needs. Know that the money you need will come, even if it is necessary for 1,000 people to be led to the discovery of new gold mines tomorrow. Never look at the visible supply. Always look at the limitless riches in the formless substance and know that they are coming to you as fast as you can receive and use them. Nobody, by cornering the visible supply, can prevent you from getting what is yours. Never allow yourself to think for an instant that all the best building spots will be taken before you get ready to build your house. Never worry about the trusts and combines and get anxious for fear they will soon come to own the whole earth. Never get afraid that you will lose what you want because some other person beats you to it. That cannot possibly happen. You are not seeking anything that is possessed by anybody else. You are causing what you want to be created from the formless substance, and the supply is limited. Stick to the formulated statement. There is a thinking stuff from which all things are made, and which in its original state permeates, penetrates, and fills the interspaces of the universe. A thought in this substance produces the thing that is imagined by the thought. A person can form things in his thoughts, and by impressing his thoughts upon formless substance, can cause the things he thinks about to be created. I think that was a powerful reading today, folks. It really, for me anyways, enforces everything I've been learning, everything I've been setting myself up to teach. That life wants us to be powerful. Life wants us to be as strong and capable as we possibly can. How tall does a tree grow? As tall as it can. It doesn't stop growing. It'll continue growing till the day it's dead, which is centuries from now for most trees. Life itself is meant to learn and grow and develop. And you are a part of life. You are a part of that thinking stuff. You are a part of creation. Whether you believe that God created you or we were created from the Big Bang and in a moment of time, all life was created. No matter what your beliefs, you are a part of that life. We are one indivisible being. We are one unit. We are one universe. Universe stands for one voice, one song. We are that voice. And by getting people to work with you, you will be able to create whatever it is you desire. You have to have a desire. You have to be possessed of a desire to create. But if you have a great idea, I'm glad I seen that at that moment. It's up to you to develop that idea. It's up to you to work and run with that idea. Live and Love Life was created from an idea. I began to see things around me in the universe, and the same thought kept coming up. We want to live a life. We want to love a life we live. We want to build a life we love to live. That wasn't created in a moment. That was created from a thought process that I developed. Now, I've never worried about the bottom line, at least as far as Live and Love Life is concerned. I've always worried about or considered my message, and that this has to develop, it has to grow, because it's a powerful message. So I want you to share this message, and I want you to share our platform, because my vision here is us working together for a better tomorrow. Now, you can complain and you can gripe and say, oh, I have a lack of opportunity. Oh, this always works out this way for me. Listen, I've struggled. I've struggled more than most people will ever know, because I go about my life. I live. But you have to do things to get beyond that struggle. You have to strive for more. Um, I was in debt for a long time, and just the debt kept building and kept getting worse. Um, in the end, I had to do something to remove that debt, to eliminate that debt. And there are options out there. I discussed them in earlier episodes of this. I won't discuss it anymore, although if you do want to reach out to me, or reach out on one of our pages and ask questions, please find out what the options are. If you're struggling with debt, there's no reason you need to struggle. There are options out there for you to remove that debt and to remove that burden from your life. So that's one small step that you can do. It's one step I've taken. But now that I've done that, or I'm in the process of doing that, it's up to me to work on building wealth. And again, I've been criticized for building wealth and wanting to be rich. People hear the word rich and they get upset or angry, or they have a bad thought towards the people who build wealth, who want to be rich. Now, my mentors, Cora and Sunil, I praise them. You know what I mean? I've watched them for several years as they try to help other people be rich, to build their wealth. Now, I will say this, you have to do one of two things with them. You have to join their programs. You have to give back to them somehow, because you can go to their seminars and they'll teach you a certain amount. They'll inspire you. In fact, that's what they're doing, is inspiring you to take it within you to build that wealth. And then they'll give you different options or different ways that you can get access to tools to help you build that wealth. Well, they are rewriting the science of getting rich because they've studied wealth building. They're both masters at wealth building as far as I'm concerned, and I vouch for them in that way. And so I promote them because I do believe it is vital for us to get rich. See, our reading today says the world, the universe, God, whatever you call it, wants you to be rich. They want you to be as vibrant as you possibly can, as powerful as you possibly can. Because the more you create, the more the world creates, the more the universe creates. The bigger and the better we can become by building on what we are. And there's no limit to the amount of creation we can bring about. There's no limit to how wealthy we can become, or the wealth that's available to us. We are now considering trillions of dollars of money within the world that is circulating. Now, a lot of this is digital currency, but there is wealth available out there. We're now in trillions of dollars, and that can circulate. But also what we're learning here in the book is that even though we're at trillions of dollars, maybe one day we'll be at hundreds of trillions, or I don't know what the number is beyond trillions. I can never consider that large a number, but there's more out there for us to achieve and to reach for and to strive for, but you have to reach for it and you have to strive for it. And that starts with a desire. I have a desire because I've spent too many years not enjoying the life I love to live. I've spent too many years struggling and paying debts that I've wanted to live beyond my means. I wanted to buy this couch set, or I wanted to buy this TV, or I need to buy a new car, or all the different things that I've spent, or redesign my house. You know what I mean? We get loans, or we go to Home Depot and we put it on our credit card. We do all these things to survive and to just live that life that we think we love, but really in the end is just causing us more grief and more struggle. So I've done a process to get out of that. And now it's on me to build my wealth. And I'm doing that here. I'm going to do that here in Live and Love Life, through coaching and through mentoring, as well as promoting coaching and mentoring of other people. This starts with Sunil and Cora. I've also got a business mentor who I'm promoting, and I haven't done him justice in that avenue, but Amit Ambigankar, he is my mentor and teacher in business, and he owns Your Profound Solutions. You can visit him at yourprofoundsolutions.com. But he has many programs available that he is teaching me how to act and how to, because again, I've been a worker all my life. He's teaching me how to think with a business mind and with an earning concept in mind, and how to be compensated for the value I offer to the marketplace. So there are people out there who I'm going to be promoting. That's a part of Live and Love Life. That's just one of the avenues in which I intend to earn my wealth and earn my living. I no longer intend to just be a worker. Now, don't get me wrong. I value my job because it's allowed me to attain a certain lifestyle, and it's allowed me to keep going in the face of other struggles. When I didn't have anything else, I had my job. When I was near crippled and could barely move, I still had an income. I had long-term sickness protection, and I'm eternally grateful for that, because I mean, as much as I've had to do things to reduce my debt because I was off, I still had an income. So we've been able to survive thus far. So my gratitude can't be expressed for the fact that I have this job, and I have a very well established reputation, and a very amazing job. So I can't criticize my job in that manner. And I'm not asking you to do that either. But if you want to build your wealth, you're going to have to do so part-time outside of your job. You're going to have to think and use that creative thought to build your wealth, whatever that may be for you. For me here, it's in Live and Love Life. It's for coaching and mentoring, and offering coaching and mentoring programs of my mentors. Through affiliates. So you're going to find affiliate promotion here. But I also have another real estate project that I'm working on developing. And that's up to me. If it's to be, it's up to me. You've heard that expression before. So if you want it to exist, you have to carry that creative thought forward. And once you start committing to that, things will happen for you. The project has developed. Not on paper yet. It hasn't really developed on paper. I've got to get that down on paper. But there are people out there who have been, saying, "Oh, I'd love to invest in that. What's it going to take? What do you need to make it happen?" So the project has developed because we continue to think about it, and we keep tossing these thoughts around, and one thought leads to another, right? Isn't that what we just learned in the book? So creative thought is what's going to take you to that next level. But utilizing that creative thought and action on that creative thought is the only step that's going to take you and make you and help build your wealth. But we deserve to be wealthy. We deserve to be rich. Life itself, the universe, God, whatever form you take of the greater consciousness. I think all of us, or most of us, believe in a greater consciousness. Whatever you believe that greater consciousness to be, they want you to be rich. Life itself wants you to be all that you can be. And I've said it before, wealth doesn't make you happy. Having money doesn't make you happy. So you need to work on that. If you're unhappy, we need to work on that. And we do that here in Live and Love Life. We have a positive life program that we're developing as well. So we're doing that here. We're working on your happiness and your attitude and your joy and those little things that make life worthwhile. We're working on that here. But it's also in you to be as wealthy as you can, because without money, trust me, I know this better than anyone. My friends used to say, "Oh, I just went to Cuba," or "We spent time in Florida," or "You got to come." And they always say, "Oh, you got to come with us. We should go on vacation together." And like I said, my wife and I used to cringe. We used to get upset because we couldn't afford to take these vacations. It just wasn't in our financial means. And that's because we borrow from Peter to pay Paul. So now we're paying back and we're paying back, and we can't pay ourselves. We can't enjoy ourselves. We can't enjoy life itself. So having money allows you to enjoy those little things that life has no meaning without. So life itself wants you to be as healthy and wealthy as possible. I hope this lesson has been informative for you. I'm going to continue. We're only on chapter 5. There are 17 chapters in this book. I'm going to continue. Our last day is August 13th. That's also the release of my mentor's book. Cora and Sunil have rewritten The Science of Getting Rich. It comes with 20 video lessons. It comes with 20 audio lessons, so you can take them with you and read them or hear them in your ear wherever you may go, whether you're in the car, whether you're walking down the street, whether you're on the treadmill at the gym. You could be taking this information in. It also comes with a digital version of the book, a physical copy of the book. They're also going to give away $200 in gift certificates, $100 for each of their mentoring platforms, for each of their communities. Because again, it's good to have a community behind you, but again, that's how they give you access to other opportunities, to other empowering tools to help you build that wealth. So they're giving away gift certificates as a part of the promotion for buying this book. And then there's other bonuses. If you buy more than one copy, you get access to their workshop, a 3-hour workshop coming up August 22nd. So I want you to buy this book. Please visit our website, and I'll have a link there. So www.live-love-life.ca/SOGR for Science of Getting Rich, live-love-life.ca/SOGR. Please visit that website for more information on the Science of Getting Rich. This is the Wallace D. Wattles version. Again, my mentor's book, rewritten for the modern times with modern language, not just talking about man, but Sunil and Cora are man and woman working on this project together. They've rewritten it so everybody can understand it, and so that it's written with modern principles in mind, and they've also put their experience into it. Again, I know them to be wealth builders, and I know them to be empowering wealth builders. So you want to feel empowered, join them and follow them. Again, they're giving gift certificates for their communities. So please get your book, follow the Science of Getting Rich in modern language. I'll continue our readings here. Please join me again tomorrow on Sunday at noon. Again, if we want to be wealthy, it's going to require time outside of our regular expected hours. So please join us again tomorrow at noon. I'm RJ Horner, host and facilitator for Live and Love Life. I hope you become rich. We all deserve to become rich. And in that principle, or in that concept, better days ahead.